Hi and welcome to the Family Meal Planner tutorial. By the end of this video, you'll be able to set up your template in just a few simple steps to plan family meals with ease and stay on top of your grocery list. Keep in mind that the Google Sheets and Excel templates work in a very similar way. However, in this video, I'll be walking you through the Google Sheets version, which requires a free Google account. From the PDF download that comes with your purchase, you'll simply click the links provided. For Google Sheets, you can click the link to make your own copy. And if you're planning to use Excel, it will download the file directly to your computer and then you open it with the Excel application. Now let's look at the Google Sheets template. To keep everything working properly, some cells are protected, so you'll see this notification if you try to edit them. Also, try to avoid dragging cells in any direction as it can break formulas or formatting. If you need to duplicate something, just use copy and paste instead. As you can see, I already filled out part of this template to save some time and show you how it looks like when it already has some data in it. But to get started, you will first need to go to your My Foods tab. This is where you will start building your food library. This tab is split into categories like meat and fish, dairy, fruits and veggies, bread and bakery. And you can simply start by adding your food items in each section. You can notice that the unit column is already built in, so all you need to do is pick your unit from the drop-down list. You can also track your macros and fiber here to give you a better idea of what you're consuming. Super important note here, in the quantity column, the formatting is set as fractions. So if let's say you want to add 0.5 of an item, it will turn it into this format. However, if you want to directly add the fraction, you will need to remember to add the equal sign before the fraction. Otherwise, the sheet will take it as a date format and it will further impact the calculations for your meal planner and grocery list totals. Do keep in mind that Excel doesn't need you to do this. You can simply type in the fraction without the equal sign. Also, if you pick one unit for a specific food, although it's not always possible, it's best to stick to that unit across all tabs. So let's say you add sugar and select tablespoon as your unit. Try to use the same measuring unit in your recipes as well. Let's move on to the inventory tab. This is also organized into sections such as fridge, freezer, pantry, and other. You can also add other types of items that are maybe not food related, like cleaning products or any other things that you may need to add to your grocery shopping list. So you could add those in the other category. To add an item, you will simply pick from this drop-down list. Now, keep in mind that you must first add the item in the previous tab in order for it to show over here. Once you pick, you will notice that the category updates automatically. You also have the option to track expiration dates, and if it's a date before today, the date will turn red for a better visibility. The last feature here is you have these checkboxes that you can select if, let's say, you want to add any of your items to be added to your current week shopping list, which I will go over in a bit. Now, going to the next tab, this is where you will be creating and storing all your recipes. This template holds up to 400 recipes, and I have them organized by meal type, like breakfast, lunch, appetizer, soup, etc. For each recipe, you can add the prep time, cook time, total calories, how many servings, and you will notice that once you add the servings, it will calculate the number of calories per serving right here, as well as you can add your macros and fiber content, as well as save your recipe link over here. Next, we'll go over to add your ingredients and quantities. Remember the format in which you need to add the quantity. If you want to add a fraction, just use the equal sign before it. Then in this section right here, we can start adding our instructions. Another cool thing is you can add a photo of your recipe for a more pleasant aesthetic. To insert a photo, you need to select the cell, go to insert image in cell, and then from here you will browse your computer and select the photo you want to add. You don't have to add a photo, you can leave the section blank or add maybe any relevant notes about the recipe. Okay, let's go to the next tab. This serves as your recipe link library, and it's really helpful when you already added a bunch of recipes and you don't want to scroll indefinitely to find it. Instead, you can simply click on one of these links and it takes you to the exact recipe in the recipe cards tab. A tip here, to change the title, you need to click on this link, then edit your title. Do not just delete the cell content, as this will remove the link completely. Instead, just use the pen to edit it. In Excel, you don't need to worry about this. You can simply overwrite the cell. What I found super helpful is as soon as I add a recipe, I'm just gonna go over to the recipe book and add it right here. Moving on to the next tab. This is by far my favorite tab, where you can easily search for any recipe if you don't want to keep scrolling or going back and forth between the other tabs. To do so, you select your meal category, the actual recipe, and the cool part is if you want to adapt the recipe ingredients to cover more servings, you can simply add a new serving size here and it will do the math for you. Another cool thing is you can print out these recipe cards if you want to rather have it handy, maybe hang it on your fridge or keep it somewhere else in the kitchen. You can do it for both the recipe finder tab as well as from the recipe cards. To do so, you simply select the area you want to print. You select this icon, and then important here under print, you need to make sure to do selected cells. And then you will have to work with your settings a little bit to make sure that it fits properly. And then once you click next, you will go ahead and print it. All right, now let's take a look at the weekly meal planner. This is where all the magic happens to plan your meals for the week. You can first select your start date of that week. Then for each day, you simply use the drop-down list to select your meal category. For example, you may want to eat pancakes for dinner instead of breakfast. And from here, your recipe or single ingredient. The coolest part of this tab is it automatically spills the list of all ingredients used in the meals for that specific day, which will further help build your shopping list. Once you made the menu for a day, you can simply check the box for the ingredients that you wish to buy, and they will show up in your shopping list that I will go over in just a bit. What I found super helpful is to build the menu a week in advance so that on my weekly shopping trip, I know exactly what I need to buy for the entire week. All right, let's take a look at our last tab now. This is your shopping list. So on the left side, you have a table that is automated and it includes all your ingredients that you selected to buy from both your inventory tab as well as your weekly meal planner tab. So they're all compiled in this list. The inventory column will show you what you already have, and the suggested quantity is simply a suggestion based on the meal plan you made in the previous tab. Now, in order for it to show up in your final shopping list here on the right, you simply add the final quantity that you need to buy, and now it will show up over here. Once your final list is ready, you can either pull it up on your smartphone while you shop and check the boxes as you navigate the store, or you can print it out and take it with you. To print it, very similar to how I showed you previously, you will select the area, click on print, make sure you click on selected cells, do your settings over here, and then click next and print. Okay, I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to contact me, and don't forget to follow us for sneak peeks on upcoming products on our social media channels. Good luck!